Okay, namaste. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, it's true good morning because it's 30 minutes past midnight. So it's basically very early morning on Monday. Greetings from USA, and I'm very, very thrilled to know that Amity is organizing the Maiden Technical Textiles event. It's such a joy to me because I am also thrilled to share the virtual podium with two of my alumni brethren. I'll tell you some secret. Professor Vijay Kumar Kothari and Dr. Arindam Basu both graduated from Leeds University. That's where I graduated my PhD as well. So it's indeed a pleasure. So I thank Amity and Professor Joshi for all the coordination. So Mr. Malhotra alluded to the point that technical textiles are functional textiles. So I believe in show and tell. So I have brought a lab in a small tub here. So hopefully you are able to see. What is technical textile? Tell if you show and then elaborate, it is much easy. So basically this is cotton. Okay. And then one specific type of cotton. It's not a cotton which you use to make a fabric, but it is one specific type of cotton. You can take it as a waste cotton. And if you create a functionality to this cotton, it becomes a technical textiles because you are not using this to make an undergarment. You are not making it to get a t-shirt out of it or a yarn out of it. So you are making it functional. So one specific type of cotton which doesn't get sold much in a conventional textile industry because it doesn't take color. This cotton goes as waste. What did we do? So this is basically research and development intensive industry. So what we did, we took this particular cotton, and then this cotton finds application to absorb oil. So oil spill, if you see this, I'm just doing an experiment. This is an oil, but in real time you use crude oil, which is more toxic, but I'm using the canola oil. And then if you take a regular cotton, you put it in water, what happens? It will sink. But this cotton is a functionalized cotton. You see, oil is always floating on the top. And I take this cotton, then I put it in this oil, it will not sink. Even if I do some dynamic experiment on it, it will not sink. That means it has been functionalized. We are not worried about aesthetics, but I'll tell you what fashion industry can do. And you can see that it instantaneously absorbs oil and only water will drip. You can see that this is more or less clear. Oil has been absorbed. So that is what is called functional textiles, advanced textiles, industrial textiles, and all the vernaculars Mr. Malhotra used. So that is technical textiles. And then this technical textiles is a growth industry all over the world. Globally, it is about $230 billion. Technical textile is $230 billion, out of which $23 billion is the market size in India. And it's more or less import and export match in India. And I'm not going to bore you with number, but I'm going to tell you how we can do this. So I have given you one example of how you take a cotton which is used to make your undergarment, very mundane commodity product, and make it as a technical textile. Basically what you do, you twist your brain and then come up with some kind of an invention for which money is needed. And that's what that 1,000 crore government of India has allotted. That's a good thing to do. And then import and export more or less match in India, but the target set by the government of India is about 10 billion. So how do you do that? In terms of exports, of course, European Union and America still are leaders in technical textiles. And here we don't use the word technical textiles. If you talk technical textiles to European Union or an American professor working in this, they are not used to the term technical textile. Technical textile is heavily used in India, within geographical border of India. We call it as advanced textile. So leave in United States and European Union. Now focus on China. So the China's growth is now about 4.5 to 5%, but it will be half of it. India's growth is about 6.5 to 7%, general GDP growth. So, but China is going to be heavily taxed if they have to export a product, particularly any product which has some textile base. It will have 40% tariff on top of the existing tariff. Assume that the existing tariff which United States put to India and China is 20%. Effective already, United States has put in 40% additional tariff. So 10 plus 10, 20% they have already put. So roughly that means 40% the product cost will increase. What was the target government of India set? 3 times. Whereas India's tariff will be only 16 to 20%. Whereas Chinese tariff will be 40%. The growth is already reduced in China. So there is lot of opportunity towards technical textiles because United States and Europe are in need for technical textiles because like Mr. Malhotra pointed to the nose point of, he talked about bullet trains, but if you look at lot of aerospace and defense products, they use lot of technical textiles. You may import carbon fiber, but manufacture those components and export. So technical textiles, I have given you one example how to make technical textiles, and I have given you an actual scenario, effective April 2nd, how this export can grow. And how can you categorize technical textiles? Mr. Malhotra told a German way of classification of 12 products, but we have come up with 3 types of products. One, your everyday use non-commodity products. Now you see in United States measles epidemic is going on. Prior to that in 2020 to 2023, COVID was going on. So you develop this, India is self-sufficient. This is N95 or face piece respirator. So these are all consumed by individuals. So this is consumer technical textile products. And then the second category, this is the categorization we devised, and we are not using what Tech Textile uses. So the second category is institutional products. For example, Suzuki, Toyota, Honda, what they buy as an institution. In an automobile, 40 different products are made out of textiles, which are technical textiles. So those are institutional. L&T buying some insulation products, Larsen and Toubro for their infrastructure product. That is institutional products. And the third one is government procurement, particularly for defense application, aerospace application. Government has to procure such as Nomex based, Aramid based product. So simplify it. Instead of taking 12 products, we categorize technical textiles as consumer products. These are diapers, sanitary napkins, face masks, which India is self-sufficient now. The second is institutional product. And the third one is government product where India needs to boost. And one such product, again using the same material, but what we have done, this is our pattern, it's commercialized. I even came to DRDE Gwalior to show how we did this product, thanks to the invitation from Ministry of Defense, Government of India. So this is again cotton. Inside we add an activated charcoal, the one we used to extinguish cigarette fire. So that you embed in between 2 layers of cotton. And when any toxic chemical, I'm not talking about an ordinary toxin, I'm talking about sarin and soman, high level toxins. When that toxin comes and hits this surface, it gets distributed. Because these are high level toxins, they are volatile compounds, they are organic compounds. So they change the phase, that means liquid will become gas. And this activated carbon will hold the gas. See, all is same, I am using the same fiber, whether it is a polyester fiber or a cotton fiber, But what I am doing is I am giving some additional functionality. What is the functionality? The functionality is it not only absorbs the liquid, it also adsorbs instantaneously the vapor. And this is known as a decontamination wipe. So, there are a lot of opportunities as long as you develop a product which finds application beyond commodity products, beyond your regular fiber to fashion. What are the areas? There are 3 areas. Industrial applications to protect the environment. I showed you an example. So it's been nearly 5 minutes. If you take an ordinary paper and put it, in this time it would have sunk to the bottom. But this cotton has a functionalized surface. So no matter how long it is, it will float. It will not sink. So this is the technical textile which protects the environment. That means you are able to absorb toxic oil. There is oil spill everywhere. You go to ONGC, they will always say there is a spill here, there is a spill there. So this is textile which protects the environment. And this is the textile which protects human being. So when you are talking about industrial products, nobody is worried about the cost of the product. The margin is relatively high. And then when you are talking about protecting human beings, nobody is worried about the cost. Governments flashed money in creating the vaccine, right? So health. Third one is environment. Industrial application, health, environment. All the products I have shown, our starting point is commodity fiber. Only thing is, you need to have an interdisciplinary approach and then make sure your product is targeted towards human health care, environmental protection, and industrial application. So, given the tariff situation around the world, support from Government of India with lot of money, 1,480 crores. I guess the Union Minister of Textiles recently presented the numbers in the Lok Sabha, I was told. So, there's patronage from Government of India, interest among fashion institutes to incorporate technical textile products and technical textile courses, and opportunities in the given global trade situation will put India on the map, and hopefully we will be able to reach the target 3 times what it is now. With that, I thank Professor Joshi. I've been emailing him because it's already midnight, past midnight, 1 a.m. for me roughly. But I'm happy to be there, and I wish the best for Mr. Malhotra, and if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take them.
Thank you, Dr. Shishadri Ramkumar. I know that it's midnight, and I'm extremely thankful to you that you had accepted our invitation, and it's really good to hear and get to meet you also online. So we look forward to have more such interactions, and I hope that we'll get a chance for your visit whenever you visit India, sir. Thank you once again for joining us, and give a big round of clap to sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any questions?
Do we have any questions?
So I did a good job then, huh?